Hey everybody, it's Brent, Central Arkansas. Going to do a greenhouse update today. It's been a while, so let me show you what's going on. Turn around and take a look. This is what FAWN 1 looks like. FAWN 1 is going to be altered just a little bit, and it's going to go in the heated greenhouse over there. But the only thing really left on here, I've got a little cherry tomato I'm going to try to move into the heated greenhouse, and a bell pepper that's been cut back. But really all I've got left are potatoes. I've got potatoes that I pulled from one pot and put into another pot, the vine itself. This is that Malabar spinach that's, I'm going to cut that out and let it die. But really that's all that's left. The FAWN 1 is cut off over there at the valve. FAWN 2 is cut off at the valve. FAWN 3 is cut off at the valve. These are retired until spring. FAWNs 4, 5, and 6 are all active, and it's a plug and play. So obviously I've taken some of the a majority of the plants are in FAWN 4 and 5 and from other places, and put them in this one area. So I've got some lettuces going. You can see the Alamo turnip greens down there again. The onion bulbs, I gave them a haircut and put them in the system. Started some new Alamo turnip greens. That super humongous kale plant, still alive. It's probably, I'm quite certain it's over a year old now. Still plugging along great. I got some more Alamo turnip greens that need to be harvested badly. Some leeks here and some carrots that I moved from over there. And I just finished up this FAWN this morning. Over here, you've seen this before. That's the brassica towers, and they're still doing pretty good. So that's basically it for what's going on in here. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take some turnip greens, and I'm also going to do the last of the potatoes there. I'll put those at the end of the video clip. And I'm going to plant, I put 5 caged versions of the pots here. 1 here, 2 on the end down there, and 2 over here. And I'm going to plant some 2 different kinds of sugar snap and Oregon sugar pods. They're basically a pod bean, and we're going to try to grow some sweet peas. You can see here I put the seed in. That seed's a little old, so I put it in a little higher density than I normally would. And this is, you know, the middle of December, so the germination is probably going to take a little longer. It's quite warm when the sun's out during the day, but at nighttime it gets cold. So I'm curious to see the germination rates and how quickly they germinate. Now this one I've already covered. It's got a mixture of parboiled rice hulls and compost, and I'm going to put the same on this, and I've already done it to the other 3 on the other FAWN over there. Of course, we always water in. Why do we water in? Yes, that's right. We want to remove air pockets. We want to get that medium in contact with the seed really well, and we want to start the germination process. So we're going to water these peas in real well. Alright, we have 6 buckets of potatoes left, the ones that were growing in the vertical towers. We're going to finish off the 6 here. This particular bucket didn't have one, or it had one, but it died off growing out of here, and we have some growth over here still. So take that off. Remember, that's just a landscape fabric to block the hole, and these are for the side holes to keep soil from coming out. about does it for the potatoes, guys. That was 6 pots. I really want that out of 2 pots. We're gonna get there, but I am pretty happy with that. And people have asked me what I do with all this soil. First off, it's not soil. It's parboiled rice hulls mixed with aged rice hulls in this particular case. And it's a byproduct of rice, the hulls of the rice. It's got a lot of lignin in it and silica. It doesn't break down very fast, and it certainly doesn't compact. It's a great amendment. It's a good medium to grow with hydroponically. And if you don't have this sort of amendment around, if you don't have a place to buy rice hulls, you can use a peat-based product, peat with either pine bark fines or peat with perlite and vermiculite and all that. So not necessarily to grow in this medium, but I'm going to show you where I put this stuff. And this is where I put all my spent, I guess you could call it spent, rice hulls, aged and parboiled. I let them sit there. A lot of times I will reuse them things. The weather will come in, they'll rinse a lot of the hydroponic nutrient salts out. They will sterilize some in there. The greenhouse doesn't have a whole lot of issues anyway, but I'll reuse them for at least, well, I hate to say for at least, usually at least a year. Oftentimes 2 years and sometimes more. But also what I do with them is I will put them at the base of like grapes, or my blueberries over there, or out in the garden out there, the field garden that's out on the other side of the shed there. But this is also, this is where I keep the spent rice hulls. And this is also where I keep the cages for doing tomato wrapping or peas or anything else that climbs in these containers. And these are the containers. I had them stacked nice and neat a couple different times, but the wind and storms blow them all around, so they're just kind of sitting there. And you probably remember seeing the grapes there when I redid them from the heated greenhouse. This is the back side of the heated greenhouse. So this is where I keep my spent aged rice hulls and parboiled rice hulls. Alright, let's get these potatoes away. Excuse me, got them zeroed out. Here are the potatoes. Grab them, move straight up to the hook. Just like so. Can you see that? Yeah, 7.21 pounds. That's a good bit of potatoes, guys, this time. Much better yield.